Hi everyone, this is Linda. I'm the gardens coordinator at the Florence Griswold Museum, and we are in the vegetable garden right now. Obviously there's not too much going on yet because it's just starting to warm up, and because we have an irrigation system here, the ground is still actually cool. The best thing to do to determine when you want to put vegetables in, depending whether they're cool season or warmer season, things like squash and tomatoes and peppers, is to actually get down and feel the soil. And if you scratch down a little bit, this is pretty cool still. What's nice about that is that the lettuce is going really well, the spinach, although right now, it might be happening in your garden too, they're starting to do what's called bolting. Once the weather warms up, they will start to grow a seed, which is their way of reproducing. I'm going to show you how you can extend the season on your lettuce though, and I have a little knife. You can use a kitchen knife or whatever you'd like. Find a perfect head that's still looking good. It hasn't gotten tall yet. It's looking just like something you might buy at the store or the market. Right underneath, and cut it off at the base, but leave some on there. Okay? As you can see, there's still a core left there. There's a nice bunch of lettuce ready to use for a salad. You can rinse it right now or just store it cool. You could even stand it up in some water in the refrigerator and it'll be ready for dinner. Hi everyone, it's Linda, the gardens coordinator at the Florence Griswold Museum. Today I want to talk about this plant that may be very unusual to you, but it's an old-fashioned plant called Lovage, and it has a flavor like celery. So if you don't have celery, you can use the leaves and stems of this plant cut up and it tastes just like it. It's a large plant, it is perennial, it will come back, but as it gets older sometimes it can become a little bitter. One of the things you want to avoid are these flower stems. So I'm just going to cut the flower stem out. It's a very impressive flower, but unfortunately it does affect the flavor of the plant, and since it is an edible plant you want to make sure it tastes good. So go all the way down to the bottom, cut it off. And you want to use the youngest leaves when you're harvesting. So anything that's a young leaf, that's where you're going to go for your harvest. Clean up the plant too also when you're taking off the flower. Anything that's a little brown, that doesn't look great, just take those off, and that will encourage the plant to put out more new growth, and you'll have better tasting growth as well. Hi everyone, I'm Linda, the Gardens Coordinator at the Florence Griswold Museum in Old Lyme, Connecticut. Today I'm going to talk to you about these unusual onion-looking things, which are an onion. They're called Egyptian walking onions. The reason they're called walking onions is because they will self-seed quite profusely sometimes, but you're getting an edible plant out of it, so what's not to love about that? You can see that they form these unusual growths at the top, and this actually becomes a little cluster of onion bulblets. When they flower, they have an interesting little pretty flower that looks like typical alliums, and then the little bulblets will mature and fall off, and where they drop is where they come up. And you can see there are some little ones right at my feet that have started from last year. You can use every part of this plant. You could chop up the green part to use like you would scallions. You can use these right now. You could chop up the flowers, any part of it, and add it to a salad or saute it. Hello everyone, I'm Linda from Florence Griswold Museum in Old Lyme, Connecticut. Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about pollinators and the importance of providing plants for our butterflies. You might be wondering why I'm looking at parsley as a plant for butterflies. Not something you would typically plant for them. You usually do something like echinacea or yarrow, but because of the type of flower that parsley has, it is a flat umbel of flowers Kind of looks like Queen Anne's lace, but it's green. It's very ornamental. It'll turn a bright yellow green. And this is Italian parsley, which has the bigger dissected leaf rather than the curly that you would find as a garnish. I tend to like this for cooking. It has a little bit stronger flavor and there's a lot more of it as well. But it does have these beautiful flowers as well. And the butterflies love this, particularly swallowtail butterflies. The interesting thing about it is that they will use it for nectar, but also as a larval plant. When you're trying to encourage butterflies in your garden, you do need both types of plants. Some for the nectar from the flower, for energy, and some for them to lay eggs on. You might want to look before you harvest your parsley to see if you have any little caterpillars. If you have those typical black and yellow striped caterpillars, even in their tiniest stage, you want to leave that and let them go ahead and eat that plant. Take another one for you. Hi everyone, it's Linda again, and I'm in the Florence Griswold rose garden. Today I wanted to show you what to do when your roses just start to go by. It is June, typical wedding month, rose month. That's really why most brides would like to get married in June, because of peonies and roses. This is a David Austin rose. I'm not sure of the variety because it wasn't labeled, but it is one of the beautiful doubled cupped roses. And you'll notice that there are some new buds coming where this one is going by. So to encourage more growth and maybe more blooms, you're going to just cut just that single flower. That gives the other buds room to expand, and it will strengthen the flower. It also sets you up for the plant to produce more buds. Some roses will flower again easily, others won't. But if you keep deadheading, you will prolong the bloom. Hello everyone, it's Linda, the Gardens Coordinator at the Florence Griswold Museum in Old Lyme, Connecticut. Today I'm out on the Artist Trail, and I wanted to show you these beautiful mountain laurels that just came into bloom. We have many unusual varieties as well as the typical native type. The native plant is called Kalmia. Actually, that's the botanical name for mountain laurel. And Dick Janes from the Broken Arrow Nursery down in the Hamden area is the one who's responsible for creating some of these beautiful hybrids. Mountain laurel are particular in that they like acid soil, so you wouldn't want to put them in the edge of a lawn that you're treating with lime periodically, because then the pH of the soil would change too dramatically for them. But if they have a partly shaded condition, early morning sun and then some deciduous shade later in the day, which is from trees that lose their leaves, they'll be happy and you'll get blooms like this.